Ella here, Salesian sister. This Sunday we have the gospel with the story of the prodigal son, of the prodigal father. I think the father was the really generous one, and we know the story so well that we're trying to think it really happened, that these people are real, but we have to realize it was a story. It was a parable that Jesus was using. Now, he was speaking to people who were criticizing him. The Pharisees and the scribes, that's what the story begins with, not the story of the prodigal son, but the part of the gospel begins telling us that Jesus was dining with sinners and publicans, and this irritated and annoyed the scribes and the Pharisees. So that's how the story begins. And Jesus' reply to them was the parable, was the story. So he's speaking to the scribes and the Pharisees, who are the keepers of the law. The publicans and the sinners that Jesus was dining with, they would really be in awe of these scribes and Pharisees. They would have felt themselves inferior to them, and in actual fact, they would have been intellectually, because the scribes and the Pharisees would be educated people. The publicans and the sinners, they would be of a lower class probably, and certainly not on the social ladder at the same height as the scribes and Pharisees. So they'd have felt inferior. And Jesus tells them the story of the prodigal son. We know the story so well. The younger son, he more or less says to his dad, "I wish you were dead." Why do I say that? Because he asked for his inheritance. Now you get the inheritance when the parent dies. So he was actually saying, hurry up and die because I want the money. And it probably wasn't lost on his father, but his father in this mercy and this love that he had for both his sons, he divided the money between them. The younger one went off, we know, living riotously, spending all the money. The older one remained at home. And then we know what happened. The younger one realized when there was a famine and there was starvation and all the rest of it, and he was sent he had a job feeding pigs, and he would greatly have eaten what the pigs were eating, but nobody gave him any. And he thought, my father has got people working for him, and they're better off than I am, and I'm his son. I'm going to go back. And his older brother objected. He said he'd been slaving for his father all these years and was never given any recompense. And he really has a chip on his shoulder, a big boulder on his shoulder. Why was Jesus telling that story to publicans and sinners and to scribes and Pharisees? Maybe we could think about that. Maybe we could think about why was Jesus telling that story to those totally different classes of people. And that story has come down to us through the ages. And what's it saying to me? We can forget about the scribes, Pharisees, sinners and publicans. What's it saying to me? And enjoy Mother's Day.